Okay, welcome to episode 2 of the Tale of the Ale vlog. Today I'm going to take a bit of a break from what I normally do. While I am going to be talking about beer today, it's going to be non-alcoholic beer. Yes, boo, hiss, you know, that terrible, nonsensical, pointless kind of stuff that is really just empty calories and none of the benefits. Empty calories or not, I have 2 non-alcoholic beers and then 1 craft soda from YellowBelly. So YellowBelly craft soda. So the first beer that we have here, it's from the Open Gate Brewery in Dublin, which is basically Guinness's sort of small trial batch brewery that they opened up a couple of years ago. So it's called Pure Brew, and it's non-alcoholic lager, and it is 0.5%. And then I'm going to just try that against one of the old guard when it comes to alcohol-free beer, and that's Becks Blue, which is what? Also, well, not more than 0.05%. And this one says 0.5%. This could be less alcohol. I'm not 100% sure on that. So what we know about the Open Gate Pure Brew is that, unlike most alcohol-free lagers, it is fully fermented. So what they haven't done is they haven't taken out any alcohol, which is what a lot of breweries that make non-alcoholic beers do. They brew a normal beer and then they extract the alcohol with some sciencey magic. In the case of Pure Brew, what they've done is they've taken just a regular lager recipe and used a specially cultivated yeast that doesn't produce a lot of alcohol. So it's fully fermented down to 0.5%. So 0.5% of alcohol is the end result. So what I normally find with non-alcoholic beers is they kind of taste like, if you've ever brewed a beer, they're like unfermented wort, is what you might call it. So it's that sweet, sort of sickly beer before yeast has been added in. That sort of sweet, malty, unfermented wort or beer. Wort technically until it becomes beer. So while Pure Brew has a little hint of that, it really does taste and smell like a regular lager. I was at the launch, but let's pour it here now and see what we get. Okay, well, straight away you get just that little hint of the unfermented wort that I was telling you about, that slight sweetness that, you know, just that, you know, something about the beer hasn't quite finished. It's the first thing that I got when I tasted at the launch, or just even smelled it at the launch night. But otherwise, it really just does smell like, you know, your average lager. It kind of has the normal kind of look, fizzy, bubbles rising, clear, kind of golden color, white head. You get a whiff of I get a bit of aroma of some of the citrusy sort of hops that they're using in here. Not a huge amount, but you know, there's a little bit there. So tasting this, you're straight away struck by one thing. It could be any random light American type lager, and you know, you wouldn't notice the difference. It's great. Like it's thin, a little bit watery, but remember, it is only 0.5%. So there's not a, you know, there's never going to be that much depth or body to it. But it is refreshing. It's one of those beers that, I mean, I could happily drink a few pints of it, and you know, be fine. It's fine. But then again, you know, if I'm out drinking, I'm more than likely going to want a real beer, and if I'm going to be designated driver in one of those rare situations, the question is, will I bother with a beer at all? You know, I might just have water in a situation like that, or something else that's, you know, why have something that's almost beer but not quite. Okay, so that was the Guinness Pure Brew. Let me see what else it happens to say. So our carefully crafted method means we can fully brew our beer without the need to evaporate off the alcohol. The result is a fully brewed, flavoursome lager with virtually no alcohol. Great. So next I'm going to try the Becks Blue Alcohol Free. Beck's brew is apparently brewed under the German purity law of 1516 using all natural ingredients. Okay, so Beck Blue. Ooh. Immediately upon opening this, I get that kind of skunky aroma that you get from pretty much any beer that happens to be in a green or clear bottle. It's not pleasant, but that could be Carlsberg or Heineken or any other beer that's served in a green bottle. And we just take a look at the two of these side by side. Okay, it does appear that the Becks is a little bit clearer and paler in colour. All I smell is skunk beer. A hint of some of the malt that could be in there. That's unpleasant. I'll tell you what it tastes like. It is honestly like beer that's been stewed or boiled, and if the back of the Guinness bottle is anything to go by, the standard method of making something alcohol free is to evaporate the alcohol later on. How they do that, I'm not entirely sure, but one would assume that it does involve some kind of stewing or process, something that heats up the liquid, and you know, it tastes it. Lastly, YellowBelly in Wexford, who are always good for a bit of fun on their artwork. This is called Designated Diver. For obvious reasons, this is what you give to the designated driver. It is YellowBelly and Black Castle craft soda. So it's a dry hopped lemon and pear craft soda created by Black Castle Drinks and YellowBelly Beer, canned at the YellowBelly Beer Factory in Wexford. Okay, designated driver, let's give this a go. Right. It smells like juice. It's lemon and, what was it again? Pear and lemon, okay? I'm not sure about hops. Oh. Well, it's juice, it's fizzy juice. It is a fizzy soda. I'm not 100% sure where the hops come into it, but you know, if you were to freeze it and turn it into an ice lolly of some kind, it actually has that kind of lovely thing that you might just want to suck on it on a hot day. But otherwise, just drink it from the can, and it's very pleasant. There's a slight tartness to it as well, which you don't get in most sodas, fizzy drinks, but whatever you want to call them, carbonated drinks. Yeah, a slight tartness. It's not overly sweet. If anyone really cares, calorie content per 100 ml of this is 330 ml is 32.27. That's very specific, 32.27. if anyone gives a crap about the pure brew, I don't know, does it say it on here? It does. Or 92 calories per 330ml bottle. The Becks per 14ml has 14 calories. It appears to be the lowest calorie content here, and it's the most pointless of the whole lot. Okay, so the question, if I go into a bar for whatever reason and I'm not drinking alcohol, would I go for a Becks, a pure brew, or a designated diver? Well, we'll immediately eliminate the Becks because I could never drink that again. That's going down the drain. Pure brew, I might if I was hankering for something bitter, because it is quite a bitter beer. And if I wanted something sweeter, I might go for a designated diver. Chances are I'd probably just have water. Water's free.